Have you got your hands on the new Becoming Unstoppable book yet? This is my soul-aligned guide to epic level success, and it is all in a book for you now, ready on Amazon. So go and grab your copy, grab yourself a cuppa, and enjoy the read, because your life is about to transform for the better. Hi, welcome to this week's podcast episode. This week, I want to talk to you about 3 magic questions. Now, these are 3 questions that you can use to self-coach in the times where you feel like your manifestations are not coming quick enough. And we all have those times where there's something big that we want in our life, and there's something that we've been trying to manifest or bring in, and we just feel like it's not connecting, it's not coming quick enough. You might have seen glimpses of it, you might have seen little sneak peeks of it, but it isn't coming into full fruition. And this is how you can dive in to see why, and also get specific on how to make it happen. So if you have been waiting for your manifestations and you have been asking, when is it happening? What is happening? When are you bringing it? When is it going to be created? Then these are for you. So the first question you've got to ask yourself, and this is the one that people sometimes be a bit dismissive of, but can be so powerful if you ask yourself properly. So the first question is, do you really want it? And let's just take a minute on that question. So for instance, when I started my business, and I talk about this in the Becoming Unstoppable book, I started aiming for 10K months. I wanted to make £10,000 a month, every single month consistently. And the reason I wanted to do this was because I heard everybody else was going for 10K months when they started, and it sounded more achievable than what I really wanted, which was at least 100K a month. So in my mind, as a startup coach, I thought 10K was achievable. So I set out my business model. I went all in thinking I was going to attract 10K a month with ease. And it didn't happen. It was a struggle. I hated talking about sales. I hated attracting clients at the price I was charging, which was really low compared to what I charge now. And I was really struggling to get traction on getting people into programs and building my business. And I had to sit back and say, why was that? What was happening? Because I knew I was a good coach. I knew I was really helping people. The people in my programs were getting a lot of benefit and like really moving forward in their life. And I was thinking to myself, well, what is missing? And when I sat back and I thought about the £10,000 a month, I started to think that is not going to shift my world. So when I thought about my life as a really successful coach and like living the life that I want to be living, I was in a big posh new house on the seafront with my own private pool, coaching from next to my pool in the sunshine, feeling amazing. And I thought to myself, £10,000 a month is not going to bring that in. That is not going to be my life. So what was happening was a disconnect between what I was saying I wanted and what I really wanted. So when I started to think about it, I thought about really, I want to be making a minimum of 100,000 a month. That's kind of where I see my life really elevating to that coach by the pool, having my own seafront property in the sunshine. That was where my energy started to zing and get excited and be like, yes, that is my future. That is where I'm going. That is what I truly want. And once I understood that, that's when energetically everything opened up for me. So it sounds really strange, but I actually started charging more for what I did at that point. Even though I had struggled to attract in the clients at a lower price, my mindset, as soon as I said, I want 100K a month, My intuition opened up and went, charge more, work with entrepreneurs. And it led me to where I was meant to be. So by asking, do I truly want it? I was able to go, no, I don't truly want just 10K a month. I want 100K a month. And that's what I want. And you might ask this question, do you truly want it? And you might be honest with yourself and go, no, I've been following this path because it felt right 5 years ago. Or I've been following this path because I decided I was going to do it and I can't change my mind. There is going to be so many reasons that you might not feel aligned with what you're saying you want anymore. And just be honest about them. Be open about them, because you're okay to change your mind and you might want something more now. So the first thing is really get clear on, is it something you still want? And is it something you ever wanted? Because if all you've done is pour your energy into something you didn't truly want, the universe will not bring it for you. It will bring resistance instead, because your insides will be resisting because you don't truly want it. So that's the first question. The second question is, do you believe you can have it? Now, this was key when I started talking about the 100K months, because there was a part of me that was saying, logically, you've not been able to make 10K months. Why do you think you're now going to be able to make 100K months? Yes, your logician mindset will kick in with that lovely thought of going, can you do that? I don't believe you can do that. So if there's a part of you that does not believe you can have that manifestation, or does not believe you are ready for it, or doesn't believe that you are good enough for it, whatever it is saying, it is a gift that it is saying it. So when you ask yourself, do you believe you can have it? Whatever answer you get, you can start to work with. So if you believe you're not good enough for it, then you can start to pour the belief in to being good enough to receive your manifestations, because that's why your manifestation's being delayed, because you don't believe you're good enough. If you don't believe you're ready, or you believe like you need more technical experience, whatever it is, whatever your mind tells you is why you don't believe you can have it, that's what you start to work with. So you start to uncover, has there been a hidden belief that's been stopping it coming in that I wasn't aware of? So it gives you the opportunity and the gift to start tapping into, why do I believe I can't have it? Because you can have it, because the fact you can even visualize it means that that dream is for you. So as long as you can see it in your mind's eye, it is already for you. It is already meant for you. So there should be no belief that is stopping you having it. So you can start now to uncover, well, what hidden belief was there, and start to shift it. And if you need to shift it, book yourself for Becoming Unstoppable session with me, and we'll move that belief and allow it to really take hold, so that you know that you can have those manifestations and you can make this happen. So that's the second question. Now, the third question, this one is super key. This question is, what do you fear if you got everything you wanted? So you might be thinking, oh my God, that's such a crazy question. Like, I just want the thing, as if I'm going to fear anything. But sometimes we do have an underlying fear of, what if we get everything we want? So for instance, when I started looking into this 100K months, I had a fear behind that. If I was that successful in my business, and that would incorporate a level of fame, then I had a fear that my partner, who is extremely introvert, doesn't like the limelight, doesn't like to be in that big spotlight, I had a bit of a fear that he wouldn't want to be with me anymore. And that was a genuine fear, because fear is crazy. It doesn't tell you something logical. It tells you something you fear. So my idea was, if I was making that 100K a month, I would have a level of fame. And what that would do is scare off my partner. So then I had to work on that being a non-existent fear. I had to start clearing that fear. And I had to start looking at it logically and going, well, actually, that doesn't happen. And another thing, I'm not asking for him to be famous. I'm not asking for him to be in the spotlight. And he's never done that before. So there is a level of fame that goes on with what I do now. People do look at me. People do know who I am on the internet. There is that level of it. But it doesn't mean he's involved in any of it or has to be involved or has to be there with me. It's all about we've got our setup and how it works. And I'm in control of keeping that as I want it to be. I can manifest things the way that I want them to be. So once I was able to see that that wasn't actually a fear, then I was able to clear that and allow things to start to fall into place. But if you start to see your fear of getting it might actually be affecting the first question that we asked was, do you really want it? And one of the common ones with this is a lot of female entrepreneurs, they really prioritize their family life. So you might have a fear that by being successful, you're going to have to be more busy, you're going to have to work more hours. And what that means is more time away from your family. And that might actually contradict you wanting to be successful in the first place, because you might have this idea of actually, I don't want to be away from my family. I want to be a full-time mum, or I want to, have all this time for my family. And that fear of success could be, pulling you away from that as like, well, if you're going to be successful, then you're going to be more busy and then you're not going to have this time. But again, it's just breaking that down. The more money you make does not mean more time. It does not mean more stretch on you. What it could mean is the more money I make, the less I do. So you could have more time with your family. I make more money now and work less than ever before. And I am going to continue that cycle. So the more money I make, the less time I work. Because as well, what you're doing, the more successful you get, the more you are charging. You're not charging for your time, you're charging for your value. Especially if you're a coach, you're charging for your transformation. You're not charging by the hour. So you start to look at money differently. You charge for value and for service rather than time. It doesn't matter to me whether I spend 10 minutes on a voice note with one of my clients and we solve something really quick, or I spend an hour. They are still getting the same level of transformation, whether it's super quick on a voice note or whether it's an hour on a call. They are getting that transformation, and that is what you charge for. You don't charge for the time. So actually, this concept of the more money I make, the busier I'm going to be, the more stretched I'm going to be, doesn't have to be true. So you can start to uncover, what is your ego been telling you you're scared of, and is it actually true? So once you start to look at these things, these three questions, so do I want it enough? Do I believe I can have it? And what happens if I am successful? Then you can start to uncover, has there been something blocking your manifestation coming through? And if there has been, then that gives you the gift to clear it. That gives you the option to say, that isn't actually true. And with any belief, a belief is only true if you believe it. So the first question to ask any belief that comes up, is it true? And how do I know it's true? Because if it's not true, then why are you believing it? And we love to think, our ego loves to think that beliefs are so deep rooted and we've got to clear them out and we've got to do all this work. And, you're never going to move forward until you've cleared this belief. But again, that's just a stalling tactic of your ego. It isn't actually the truth. A belief is an energy. A belief is a thought. And if you continue to think it, then you might continue to believe it. But actually, if you decide to stop thinking it and you decide to stop believing it, what power does it have? You've totally diffused its power. So for me, I used to think, who am I to charge the prices I charge? And now I just think, who am I not to charge the prices I charge when I get the transformations I get? And it's about, who do you want to then work with? Who do you then want to attract in? What do you want your business to look like? They're different questions. And that's when you start to look at, am I in alignment with what I really want? And it goes back to that question, what do I want? Do I really want it? And you might be trying to build your business off a business model that you had 5 years ago, but you might want more now. You might want to work with a different client now. You might want to pivot slightly. So that's why you start to check in with these questions regular, so that you're not getting bombarded with pushing down an avenue that you don't want to be walking down. There's always been things that you'll change your mind on. There's always been things that as you get more information, you'll want to do something different. And that's okay. You're allowed to change your mind. So keep asking yourself, is it still what I want? Because if it's not, then let it go and start a new dream. I have had so much ease in my business since I opened up and said, it's not 10K months I want, it's 100K months. I have made more money than ever before. Like, my revenue is going up 100% year on year, like building. And the only change was I was absolutely honest with the fact that the amount I want to make, because my energy is aligned with it. From the amount I want to make, I am seeing that house, I am seeing the pool, I'm seeing the lifestyle, I'm seeing me sat there with a lovely glass of champagne in the sunshine by my swimming pool, absolutely loving life. And I spend my summers like that now. If you've seen my Instagrams and things, the villas I get through the summer are absolutely incredible, and they just get better and better. And what that is a lovely little nod from the universe to say you are on the right track. You are in complete alignment. Your life is turning the way that you want it. So the shift that I did from just asking, is that what I really want? Everything changed. So allow yourself to just go back over these 3 questions, whether you've been waiting or not. It's such a good chance to just tap into your manifestations and ask, are you in alignment with what you want? And tap into your business model. Is this still what I want? Do I believe I can have it? And what happens if success happens? Am I going to have a fear over that? So once you start to tap into these 3 magic questions, everything changes. And if you want to dive deeper with me, please book a session with me. There is a Black Friday deal on a Becoming Unstoppable session. So please go to the link in the bio and have a look at that. But just start to use these questions on a regular basis, and you will see everything start to transform super, super quick. Because they're the best coaching tool I've used on myself. And they're just so easy to use, so easy to check whether you're in alignment. And they just keep you focused on where it is you want to go. So if you do need any more support, please reach out, but try them yourself, and let's see what manifestations you can bring in quickly. Have the best week. Have the best Thanksgiving if you are in America, and I will catch you all soon. Bye. Are you ready to skyrocket your success? Well, I have exciting news for you. I am now launching my new Becoming Unstoppable Sisterhood. This is available for women who are here to make a massive impact in this world. If you are ready for the success and abundance that you have always dreamed of, then please come and join this sisterhood. It's a chance for you to align your energy with your highest vibration, step into that power, and release anything that's stopping you from living your best life. Plus, having an amazing community of women around you to support you, celebrate your success, and cheer you on just like you deserve. So if you are ready for a big change and ready to make a huge impact, then please come and join the sisterhood. All the details are in the show notes, and I cannot wait to see you in there.